hydrate yourself, put nutrition in get your glands balanced with supplements when needed, and then reach out to that is here for you.
You're a medical intuitive, and you speak so many places and all that. Are you seeing a trend at all? Is there is the energy of the planet right now pushing the envelope of this? Are there more of them or less of them? Male, female?
You hit it right on the head, and it's an excellent point. Yes, I feel we're literally at the apex of the coming out, if you will, a different kind of coming out. And that's all beautiful, too, because it's all part of the same coming out. I'm sorry. In my opinion, it's all about us being truly who we are and not being afraid to express ourselves. Because most ultra-sensitives are in hiding. The truly super ultra-sensitives on the top 10% of my ultra-sensitive scale, these people can't even leave their houses. They don't leave their beds. I mean, but yes, it's happening. There's a global awakening right now. People are just drooling for knowledge and for the word to some confidence, some reassurance, and nurturing. We need nurturing.
Yes.
God, if it isn't a time on the planet when we need nurturing, it's now. This is not by accident. None of this is by accident.
Yeah.
And we're all here at the perfect time to make a difference, because we really are, as ultra-sensitive empaths who feel everything about everybody and everything, even inanimate objects. We feel everything. This is the time. This is the place. You called it out. We picked. Here we are.
So you mentioned advice on addressing the nutrition to start with, and you have a solid background in
pharmacy.
Offering that in pharmacy and all the rest of it.
Chemistry.
Yeah. And what about the other layer, though? Someone who is taking care of themselves nutritionally, and they go to a place, could be a power site, it could even be the shopping centre, and they start feeling too much. What are the steps they can do, or what's something they can connect with from an energetic realm to help them get through that experience?
It's a good question, and clearly the thing to do is we can take so much, and your sensitivity level can only take input for a while, and then we got to go retreat.
Yes.
Events. When you do your events, perhaps you've experienced, and you, Monica, you're out there. You can be on the spotlight. I mean, we're extra. Introvert, sorry, that's me. I'm an introvert, but I can be out there for a short while. Just don't keep me out too long.
Yes.
I need a chaperone home. So you really have to go and hide away. But obviously protect yourself. Learn how to use dark stones, protective mantras, and honestly, to be very honest, it's about limiting your exposure and choosing your time out of the house wisely. Please, it really makes sense. Make the most productive use of your time with what you really want to accomplish, and realize that it's okay to not feel comfortable around crowds. I don't. I can only be in the supermarket for so long. I'm sorry. I'm not afraid to admit that, and I have to get out. So it's about understanding your limit of exposure and realizing, hey, this is me. I'm okay, but I need to leave right now. So mantras, stones, nutrition, making sure you're getting rest. Most people are not sleeping well. I'm sorry. If you're not sleeping 8 solid hours of REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, your immune system is suffering. You're going to have more anxiety. Your candida is going to be out of control, and your organs are going to start becoming fatigued. And most people are insomniacs right now especially.
Yeah.
Because we are at the apex of that energy, as Lee has alluded to. The energy is just so. This is all for us. This is about bringing us to the pinnacle of what we came here to do, and to realize it's okay to be sensitive. It's okay, not only okay, it's the best gift you could ever hope to get in your life.
So we are in the middle of COVID, and that falls right into more anxiety, more fear for all of this. I'll turn you loose. What do you think?
It's a time for activation. I'm sorry. The way I see this, we can either accept it and go on, or we can dig a hole and jump in. I'm not jumping in. Thank you. So, what I'm suggesting is that it's forcing us to take a good look at who we really are.
Yes.
It's making us come down to the single unit, the closest unit of existence, and that's ourselves. We're not in big groups anymore. We don't have as many friends around us anymore. At the end of the day, we're forced to come to look within, to be ourselves, to be that singular unit, the smallest unit we can be, ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a wonderful thing. Most people can't go there. They're afraid to go there. They don't want to look inside. They don't want to deal with the emotional trauma. And this is a time to do exactly that. Not to give up, but to deal with it, to process it, to love yourself, to love others, even from a distance, even as we love each other here on the Zoom. I mean, the energy's clear. We feel energy. I'm sorry, it's right there, and we feel it here and beyond the cosmos. That's how it works for me. So.
Yeah.
Have you got any advice on boosting immune systems at this particular time? Besides having just overall better nutrition.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, some of the things that I like to use, zinc. I mean, it is one to use. So zinc is a great supplement for the immune system. Vitamin D is also very nice. Vitamin C, echinacea can be useful. And there are a number of things to boost the immune system. Having a positive attitude, meditation, these things boost your immune system. Being in love and loving and allowing to love yourself, to be loved and to give love, allowing that two-way flow, that boosts your immune system. And smiling, that boosts. There's a number of things that humans have not explored, and now with this COVID, we have an opportunity to start searching for them because many people are desperate to find them. So now you're going to find them, and it's good.
Yeah, I love that you are giving people. If you're tuning into this and you're an empath, one, you are magnificent and are special and have gifts. And then the other thing Dr. Emil is saying is give yourself permission to own who you are and adapt your life and lifestyle to honor that part of you. Would you say that that's kind of what you work with people as well? To give them permission to be who they are?
Okay. It's perfect to be yourself. Most of our lives we're trying to emulate somebody, and that somebody is not us.
Yes.
We're trying to be like somebody. We want to be as good as somebody. We want to be better than somebody. Forget it. Be you and allow yourself to maybe break away from the preconceived notion about what you're supposed to do, and rather go inside and say, what am I feeling like I need to do? And really, truly, honestly express yourself and all of your gifts.
Yeah.
If you stifle your gifts, whatever they are, if you stifle anything, you're going to become ill. This is how it works.
Yeah.
Yes.
This energy has to come out. We are highly energetic. We vibrate as ultra-sensitive empaths at an even higher frequency than those who are not quite as sensitive as us. That's just part of our coding. And if we don't express that energy, we don't get the energy out, move it, do something with it, we can become ill over time. And that's what happens.
I love this because most people either don't believe it or don't equate it that they can make themselves sick, and they can make themselves sick by how they feel about things or how they fear things or what they expect of the future. It's almost like you're talking to your body, and your body cooperates. If you say, well, I'm nothing and I never will be and I'm going to be sick forever, the body goes, yep, you will be.
You nailed it, Lee. You absolutely nailed it.
Great. You said you were like that. And you've said that many, many times.
I'm still like that.
And this push the envelope. Question, are you working individually with people? Is that available for folks as well as your books and things?
Yeah, absolutely. I work one-on-ones, consults, all over the globe. So yeah, I'm reachable for consultations. Absolutely.
Good. We'll have on what we call our player page is your information and all of the things that people can find you and your website and anything that you've given us, because that's the next step for many who say, wow, he pegged me, and I want to learn more. We got about 5 minutes left, and I want to turn it to you to say anything you want to for that, Matt.
Oh, sure. Let's see what we want to talk about. I think I find it very fascinating because there's a lot of consistent themes among ultra-sensitive empaths, and I love them. We typically have a deep appreciation for the arts, the healing arts, the extraterrestrial movement, if you're such open to that. Of course, all the ET, all the metaphysics, we're just drawn to these things. It's so cool to watch all these people come, oh, I do the same thing. Oh, I love that. How did you know? It's just something that's so beautiful. And I love that we're able to immerse ourselves in this. And that really, I think it's very important because it can actually help bring out that part of you that you've been afraid to talk about. I mean, let's face it, there are things we probably were very afraid to talk about when we first realized, oops, I can really see things, hear things. I got plenty of ghost stories for you. I mean, spirit stories, really. And so it's a beautiful thing to watch the gift at work. And so it's important, again, for these individuals who are ultra-sensitive empaths, the males and the females, to realize what an honor, what a gift, what a blessing to be able to do this. Not everybody can do that. This is your calling. Everybody has a calling. I don't throw a great football, but I can read a body. So it's okay to not be. You be who you are.
Yeah.
Be what you came here to be. So.
Yeah. Great.
A great theme. It's and
I think it strikes a chord.
It strikes it with me.
all of us who have opened the door
Yeah.
beyond 3 or 4 dimensions. Anyone who opens that door can connect at some level to the messages and information that you've shared with us today. So
When I decided to be a recording engineer, and that was in the 70s, the main reason I realize now is I could build a booth small enough just for me, stay in it, nobody could get a hold of me, and when I was working, I could push a button and nobody could talk to me. And I could, so here I could be me, but I put a bubble around me now. I'm realizing it, and that was me, and to some degree it is still. And so here, talking to him, I got a friend right here. He's the same.
Not only that, I was a DJ for many years. I understand that feeling. So I close the door and say, "It's mine."
I know. It's a great thing. Thank you, sir, so much for being with us. Maybe we'll see you again, and maybe there'll be a time when we can talk even more. This has been a wonderful time with you. Thank you.
And thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, everybody, it's about time now that we're going to have our break of the day. And when we come back, we will go into the Circle of 12. Thank you.
comes from Wendy, and Wendy is in Colorado of the US. Wendy says, my question is about channeling. Is it possible that our future self can channel through us, and that this channel would give us advice and answer our questions about our present life? I had an experience recently that makes me think this is possible.
Now, Wendy, you're very advanced. You're asking an advanced question. I'd love to answer it. I'm going to do my best to answer it, but I really need to try and simplify some of the concepts, however, before I continue. And that's for all of you and for me too. When we start talking about a future self or other attributes that violate our entire concept of time, often our intellect shuts us down. What does this mean? How can it be? Our reality is still very much with us, and we can't change 3D. But we can understand and think beyond it, and this is what Kryon has asked us to do. It's the what if syndrome, I would say. What if this was true and this was true, and so that's what we're going to do. Recently, physicists have again made some startling statements about time. It's kind of the next page from Einstein. Do you remember what Einstein gave us in a very surprising theory, and that was later validated? Now, most people will say, yeah, I heard it, but I don't know what it means. So I'll tell you, here it is. Time is not the same for everyone. That's a rough one. That's a hard one to believe. It's actually variable. Wow, time is variable? In fact, it's relative to how fast you're going or how fast others are going who are observing you. It's a difficult concept. So the bottom line for the common folks like us is this. It was the first time we found out that time isn't what we thought. Now, so get ready for the next message about time. It may not exist at all. This is what physicists are now saying. Time might just be something that's for us and our reality to allow us to live comfortable linear lives. Science is starting to use crazy words. You ready for one? I'll give it to you and then I'll define it. Retrocausality. What you do today affects the past. What? How can this possibly work? It's already scrambling my brain. And here's the reason. Because if time doesn't exist, then the past, the present, and the future, they're all just happening at once. Really? I told you this was kind of advanced stuff. So what does it have to do with the question? Stay tuned. The term future self that Wendy used would be you in the future. No matter what body you had, it's actually the consciousness of you in the future. So, since past, present, and future established by physicists are all happening at once in some of the models that they're using, it means that your future self, ready, may actually be with you right now. How are you doing so far? I know. It's the kind of stuff that is difficult to grasp. But Wendy understands this to the degree that she can ask a very valid question. Since your future self exists in the now, can you get messages from it? The answer from Kryon? Yes, but not in the way you might expect in your own 3D. Monica and I are going to go develop a course very soon. It's going to be unraveling the biggest mystery of all. How can we recognize and use intuition? And one of the most unexpected attributes of all in this revolves around the answer to Wendy's question. What a coincidence. What if your future self is there giving you advice for your current self through intuition? That's how it works. Kryon is saying right now, of course, that's the way it works, so that's how you get the strong messages to go here or go there, or something perhaps is not quite right. Some is coming from your future self who is with you now and gently pushing you into more safe zones of life because you gave permission to hear it. It gets even more startling. Both Monica and I have been told that where we're going to be in our next life, what we're going to be doing. That is an intuitive future self giving us information. So, that is even more evidence that the now includes attributes of the potentials of you for the future based on what is happening right now. Are you confused yet? Okay, I answered the question, but let's stop right now before your head spins anymore.
I think part of that, Lee, is because we're trying to describe a process that is non-linear in a linear way, but you did it beautifully. So finally, I want to share with you a question and answer to and from Kryon, and it comes from the archives that I've pulled up. Here's the question. Dear Kryon, I play guitar and I have a great desire to be a rock star. Although there is no guarantee of this happening, I wish to aim for this goal. Hopefully, financial security will come as part of this. In addition, there's a potential for fame and adoration from others, which is also very appealing. After having read some Kryon books, I find that I'm being told this would not be an appropriate, correct route to take, as it's filled with negatives such as greed and ego. So can one be a light warrior and also have the desire for fame? Is it right for me to follow my desire and passion to become a famous rock star? Can fame and fortune be in any enlightened person's contract? Are you interested in the answer from Kryon? Okay, I won't hold the suspense any longer. I'm going to share it with you now because it's quite a beautiful answer. Here it is from Kryon. Fame in itself is an inappropriate goal, for it is an attribute that helps no one but the one who desires it. And it is a product of human ego. However, perhaps this is not what is going on in your life. You may indeed see into the potentials for your life and see fame. But it will be the result of your abilities, the passion you have with your music, and it won't stand alone as a goal. For spirit can use famous people. The pitfalls are great, but a balanced one can achieve and accept fame with grace and maturity and go on to be an even greater musician due to it. Think of what a famous Lightworker rock star could do. The universe would love that. So it isn't a no-no as you might think. When done with integrity, ego control, and professionalism, fame can be a giant help to thousands of watchers. For the famous one can then live a life of light, showing others something they never thought could exist. How does the famous one treat others? How does the famous one deal with the media? How does this famous light worker handle money? You see, if you are indeed watched all the time by the public, just think of what you might show them when you live a balanced life with a balanced ego. Here is a fact. If such a thing could happen, the famous one becomes more famous. For humanity loves good talent combined with a balanced ego. What a beautiful answer.
I'm going to get out my guitar. I love that. That is actually very true. And I think that the balanced, famous people, they stick out, at least to me.
Yes, they do. Yeah. That's what is the new human. So let's do a meditation now and hear from Kryon about more of the engines we have inside. I invite you to close your eyes and just focus on the area of your heart. And send a deep loving connection into your heart with your breath. And as you continue breathing in and out through your heart space, let us send a connection from your heart up into the pineal of your brain. And as we continue breathing in and out of our heart space with a connection to the pineal, let us also connect the entire brain area so that we always use the wisdom of our heart with the logic of our brain. For is that not a balanced state? And so as we continue this balance between the heart, the pineal, the brain, let us remain in this wise communication with our heart as we receive the message from Kryon.
Greetings, dear ones. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. These last weeks, we've been talking about a concept. We're actually reframing something that you might have known as something else. Quite often we talk about the tools of the human lightworker, the old soul. And these tools have names we've used before. We've actually categorized them in past channels. And now we do it again. Because this time we're reframing a tool as an engine. The engines that we have to tell you about are common in every single human being. The question is, have you started it? It's there. You're born with it. Have you fueled it? Have you discovered it? Have you awakened to it? Part of these engines is an attribute that we say propels you forward. So that's the reason we often call it an engine. And the metaphor, of course, is the engine in your car. This particular engine is a big one. And this engine includes other words we have used in the past that we have called the new tools of the new age. Every single human has this engine. What's interesting is that the engine is almost always used at certain times, but then is either forgotten or it stops running. Or perhaps it's not obvious that it could be used in other areas as well. And the engine is this one. I will call it the engine of caring and nurturing. Caring and nurturing. Now, what would this engine include in words you might recognize that we've used before? How about love? And remember, we're not talking about an engine of love. We're talking about an engine of caring and nurturing. That includes love. How about this one? Compassion. Would caring and nurturing include compassion? Absolutely. In fact, there's probably a long list of things that this engine propels forward. Every mother knows about nurturing and caring. Every mother knows about the love that they may have, beautiful, for their infant. There are so many human beings who have this same thing for perhaps their pets, their companions, little animals that they would have with them. Caring, nurturing, and love. But when the engine starts to expand and an awakening occurs, that's one of the other engines we've told you about. In fact, it was the first one. When that occurs, we told you that the awakening engine then starts some of the others. Even if those other engines are working, it expands them, makes them bigger. And this is one of them. What kind of compassion, what kind of nurturing and caring do you have for those around you? I'm not talking about your mom. I'm not talking about your brother or your sister. Others around you. Can you have caring and nurturing for your coworkers, for your neighbors? Is it possible that you can apply something that seems so personal, perhaps even to people you don't know? There are many people in trouble right now on this planet. Real trouble. War does that. War does that. And when you see them, there are so many who say, I feel so sorry for those. That isn't nurturing. That isn't caring. And not really. Feeling sorry is neither of those. That's empathy. That's you putting yourself in their place and then feeling bad yourself. I have given you information before that an empathetic person can actually become dysfunctional in their empathy. They don't want to know anymore because they feel too much. And when that happens, I ask the question yet again, how are you helping anyone if you turn off because it hurts you so much? So control over empathy is one of the actual tools that we've talked about that you must master in order to help others and become nurturing and caring. When you see those in trouble that you do not know, rather than putting yourself in their place and say, how awful, what if instead you turn to caring? I care about this person. I see their face. I care about them. I wish to use that within me that is esoteric and powerful to nurture them with my love. I want to nurture them right now with my compassion. I want to see it on their face that they feel the nurturing that I have. What a beautiful, large, expanding engine that you have if you can do that. You might say it's the key to becoming a light worker.